Do we have the real Oscar Piastri back this weekend?
I hope so. I mean, obviously I don't want to repeat what happened in Baku, but mistakes are going to happen. I'm only human at the end of the day, so it's going to happen. Obviously I don't want to make those again, but I think they are going to happen no matter what they look like, and just trying to make sure that you move on from them is the most important thing, and learn from them. It doesn't really matter if it's missing an apex or locking up, jumping a start, whatever. It's kind of how you learn from it and move on. That's the important part. So I feel like I've been able to do that in the week off and ready to go again.
What did you learn?
Number of things, but nothing that revolutionary.
I assume as racing drivers you learn something on every lap, no matter what car, no matter on what circuit. So was there anything that you could take away from that could just apply to your general learnings?
Yeah, but I do that already for a lot of years, on the simulator, driving these kind of cars. But like you said, it's also learning the track better in the wet and damp, and knowing every curb, every bump even more, from new tires to old tires, more fuel, like high fuel, low fuel, just dealing with traffic. But everything felt supernatural, because it might sound funny, but I've been doing this for many, many years on the simulator multi-class racing, and it is exactly the same. So I had just a lot of fun out there, and also, with my teammate Chris, for him to do that race as well, I think we had a good time together. I'm not really thinking about that, to be honest. It's a big gap, but for me, I just see it race by race. I try to do the best I can. And I know that if the car is capable of winning, we will win the race. So it's as simple as that. But at the same time, if we're not able to win the race, then that's it as well. So I'm not really too worried or stressed about anything.
Hey Lewis, well obviously I'm sorry to hear about Roscoe. I don't know if you want to chat about it or anything, but obviously really sorry to hear. It seems like a real lot of love and emotion for the sad news.
It's been amazing to see the support from so many people around the world, and just to see how much Roscoe, overwhelming to see how much Roscoe touched people and meant to people, and the kind messages that I've received have been really uplifting. So I'm really grateful for that, and anyone out there that knows what it's like to lose a pet, how painful it is. And I read somewhere that grief is the last act of love, I think. And I'm definitely feeling that.
So sorry for your loss. It seemed motor racing doesn't really seem important, but I get that's in these conditions, that's what we can do. But what are your thoughts on the weekend? You want to be at least racing for Roscoe this weekend. Yeah. Your thoughts, and you can have a good weekend.
Yeah, I know. I feel positive going into the weekend. It's a track that I've generally gone well at. And I've started to feel a lot better in the car since the summer break. And however, the results haven't shown that just yet, but it's going to happen. And so I'm hoping it's going to be this weekend. And this is the first time driving a Ferrari at this track, but having known places like Baku, how the car reacts on a circuit like this, hopefully I can start a couple of steps further ahead than I was in the last race, for example, and I hope we can carry that through the weekend.
Kimi, great to see you, and great result obviously last time out in Baku. It really felt like a momentum shift, I think, at that race. How much confidence have you taken from that result coming here to Singapore?
No, it was good. It was a good weekend. Definitely the best way to bounce back after a difficult period in Europe. And I was still a bit annoyed after the race because the podium was just so close. But was still, if I look back, was a really positive weekend. Definitely what I needed, and to shift the momentum. So definitely, really looking forward to this weekend, and new track, new challenge, but we're ready to do our best.
And does it feel you've clicked into something now? The simulation issues that you had beforehand have gone. You kind of much smoother through a weekend as well. Does it feel like that kind of change?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think after Monza, I had a big meeting with the team, and that helped a lot as well to shift as well the focus. And I've been it was good. I think after Monza, many things changed, and everything since then have gone smoothly and as planned. So we just need to keep focusing on the process, on driving well and do everything right, and then the result will come by itself.
Great stuff. Good luck this
Thank
weekend,
you.
Kimi.
Are you thinking for Singapore with the heat and maybe the way the corners are might be a bit trickier than maybe some in the lead out to Abu Dhabi?
Well, it's really hard to say because where the car has been strong last year, where we were supposed to be strong this year, because last year they were good, we weren't super good, and in the places where they struggled last year, we were strong this year. So it's tough to say. I think they've done quite a lot of resurfacing on the track, so a lot of new tarmac bits, which is always helpful, especially for the tires to manage them. So let's see. For sure, the heat is going to be tricky, not only for the car but for the drivers as well. We'll do our best. I mean, it's a new track. It's going to be important to build the confidence throughout every sessions and trying to deliver the best result as possible, because as you said, we're on a big fight for the constructor with Ferrari and Red Bull as well.
Hello, Kimi.
Hello.
How excited are you to drive here? We know that a new track for a driver with simulation isn't really an event, but it's always something different when you get to hit the track in real life. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's always as a driver, it's always exciting when you go in a new track, because it's a new challenge for yourself. And of course, nowadays we have simulators, so we can kind of practice before. But once you get on tracks, it's always a bit different. You start to feel all the bumps, the curves. They feel a little bit different. So it's never the same. When you go on the track for the first lap for the first time, you always feel something that on the sim was not possible to feel. So it's always a bit different, but of course you're able to practice a bit before and understand a bit the angle of the corner and what it requires in terms of driving style. Really looking forward to this weekend. Thank you.
Nico, great to see you. I was looking at, obviously, back at last year's race, got some points here, tough weekend last time in Baku. How are you feeling about things this year and repeating those points from last year?
That's the aim, definitely what we're targeting. Love the race, great event. The original, the first night race of Formula One. I don't know, it's something very special about Singapore, how they've implemented the track into the, world hub like Singapore is pretty nuts and special and cool. So one of my favorite venues, I would say, of the year. So look forward to it, to, get out there, explore the track tomorrow, and just, the general kind of atmosphere around here.
I know qualifying's been an area you've been working on. I know it's probably little details that you've want to be improving from weekend to weekend. Do you feel a lot better about it, would you say, heading into this weekend? Things you've learned and etc.?
It's every weekend it's tight. It's fine margins, little things that make difference. But, there's no magic or golden bullet. Just keep at it, trying to be, your best version every time and deliver those laps. So business as usual.
About this track, you already mentioned something about it. Is this the toughest one on the calendar?
Physically, you mean? Well, it's a street circuit. It's got a lot of corners. It used to be pretty bumpy. They resurfaced a bit, so don't know obviously for now how it is. But it's always street circuits. Fast ones are always challenging. It's never easy. Personally, I like it here. I've always felt kind of comfortable and confident around here. So I look forward to it. And I think our car should like it here. It's dominated with low speed corners, which I think it's towards the car's liking, so I hope it's a good match.
Hey Nico, you have been doing an incredible job with your teammate for this season. You are doing much better with the team than it was doing last year. Are you surprised as a rookie, Gabi has been taking his position quite quickly and developed it?
Yeah. No, he's very impressive. From the get-go, the rate of progression, the way he learns, how he takes everything in and processes it is very impressive. And at the end of the day, he delivers and hardly makes any mistakes this year, which is, very, I would say, even unusual and, very impressive for a rookie. So yeah, he's doing a really good job, and hats off to him.
Thank you.
Lance, welcome back to the Singapore Grand Prix. We know how grueling a race it can be for the driver. Just want to get an essence of how you've prepared, physically, mentally ready for the weekend.
I've sat in the sauna all week. I mean, there's only so much you can do. It's a brutal race. I think the humidity is like 90%, and in the cockpit it's 55, 60 degrees. So yeah, just got to suffer and take it on the chin.
And obviously getting very close to your 200th point for Aston Martin. What would that mean to
Me?
you?
200 points.
200th point,
okay.
yeah. What would, I'm checking my notes now immediately, but 200 point, what would that mean to you in terms of the sacrifice, dedication you put in as a driver?
Yeah, it sounds good. I want more points.
Go well this weekend.
Thanks.
Besides sitting in the sun, Lance, what else did you do to prepare for this
sauna.
race? Oh, in the sauna?
Sauna,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you said sitting in the sun
No.
for the whole week.
I wish.
I thought you were joking.
I wish. No, the sauna, not that exciting.
Oh, and then do you sit in the sauna, or do you put your bicycle in the sauna and then
No, I don't
train,
do
or?
the bicycle thing. I just sit there until I can't sit there anymore. And I just keep thinking to myself, the longer I sit here, the better I'm going to feel when I get in the car in Singapore. So that's, my preparation coming into the weekend.
That's the secret. We should have go to the sauna last week.
Yeah.
Okay, sitting in the sauna for the this race, looking at the layout of the track, high downforce. Is this a race where both you and Fernando are up for something special, something nice?
I hope so. I think on paper it's a better track for us than Baku. Baku was a really tough weekend for us as a team. The car was just not in a good window. It wasn't competitive. Here, higher downforce. I think that suits our car a little bit better. So I'm hoping we can be in a more competitive spot.
Carlos, great to see you. Obviously had a few more days now to really kind of take in how great that weekend was last time out in Baku. Do you feel any different about it? Do you feel like you've got even more motivated and confidence from it heading into this weekend?
No, I just feel a big boost of energy and a big boost of motivation just to keep going, because it's just something that I felt like I needed, just to confirm that I'm still working in the right direction, doing things right, and that when we put things together, the potential is very, very high. I think it was a narrative that I had been saying for a whole year, but it was almost difficult to buy it because you could see that I was struggling with getting results, but never with speed. But finally, a result like that, where we were almost on pole on Saturday and a very strong race pace on Sunday, just to bring home a solid podium, was exactly what I needed and exactly what the team deserved, what I deserve, and now it's time to try and do a good little end of the season with the same performance.
Do you kind of see it as a mini season now heading into this final stretch, because it feels like it's finally unlocked for you?
I want to hope so, yeah. I'm going to take it as a sprint to the end now. 7 races flat out. Try and bring the team as many points as possible to secure that 5th in the championship. And use it as a confidence builder for all my engineering team around me, or everyone around me, to go into 26 feeling good, just in case the 26 car brings something good.
Great stuff. Good luck this weekend.
From our French point of view, your podium was also the one from Gaëtan Gigot.
Yeah, true.
I want you to talk about him, your relationship, and in the radio, like he was crying, you were saying, "Hey, Gaetano," tell us about your relationship and this moment of emotion you shared.
I think it's been a tough year for both of us, because you guys probably don't see it from the outside, but you cannot imagine the amount of hours we put into the car, into the simulator sessions, into the setup development, into making that car go quicker, because I think both Gaëtan and I have played a part in making the Williams car a more competitive car, together with all the other engineers. But today you're asking me about Gaëtan, and I can tell you he's an incredibly hardworking guy, probably the hardest worker I've ever worked with in Formula One, and I've worked with a lot of people. I tell you, no one puts more hours than him into this sport and into this life. So just not being able to capitalize on results with all the work that we were putting was feeling incredibly frustrating for both of us, and we were both starting to feel it. And then suddenly to come back with a podium and a weekend like that, I think probably caught him in the end, and it was good to see. I like it because it means it matters for him as much as it matters for me. And I like working with people that are hard workers, and what we do matters, and I could tell it mattered.
And you invented the nickname Gaetano, or where did that come from?
I have this tendency to change people's names into Spanish or Italian. I don't know why. Like everyone I work with, in my head, from Gaeton now you're a Gaetano, or if you are Pierre, I call you Pietro or Pedro. I have this weird. I don't know where it comes from, but I find it funny, and I think he doesn't mind.
Thank you.
Liam, great to see you. Obviously, great result last time out in Baku, but it just feels like you've had incredible momentum recently and the results have delivered. Does it feel like you're kind of getting that end game, that final click that you've had for a long time? It just hasn't fallen into place.
Yeah, it's hard. In Formula One, to have momentum, it's something that's very tough, and I think we're all very well aware that it can change very quickly as well. It's a sport where so many things have to line up and link up to have a result, and I think for us, fortunately, it's been happening recently, which has been good, and we've been working very, very hard. I think midway through the season was a big turning point for us, and it's been great to have the results, to see the hard work sort of pay off, I think, especially for the team. The work that they've put in to make me sort of personally comfortable in the car has been something I appreciate a lot, so it's been good.
And what are the simulations saying ahead of this weekend, when you're in the simulator, what the team are predicting? In fight for points again, do you think?
We hope so. I think the main thing for us is we've had a very strong car consistently across the board, so it's not necessarily the quickest of the midfield sometimes, but it's just been very, very consistent across all the races, always fighting for Q3s, and we hope that's the case this weekend, but at the same time, it's really hard to know. It's so close this year, it's so close right now especially, that I really don't know, but we hope so.
Nice to be back though, especially here, place that you love.
I love this place. I do. It's cool to be back. I think I was here last year just watching. So it's crazy to think that it's been 2 years since I raced here and since I started my journey in Formula One. But very excited to be back.
It's been some journey, even in a really short time. But something's clicking at the moment because you're on the up. And do you know what it is? Have you thought about this?
It's a combination of things. There's a lot of variables in Formula One, so I don't like to say that you can be unlucky at times, but I think the first part of the year we had the speed, but there were a lot of just small things that were getting in the way of a result, and we learned from them, especially for the middle part of the season. We've also done stuff just on our side of the garage to make me a bit more comfortable in the car, and it's done really, really well. And you learn the relationship with the team. It's a new side of the garage for me this year. So when I came into F1, I was, to be honest, only working with the other side of the garage, and then I raced, and that was my only experience. So it's been an adjustment and something that we've been building over the year, and now we're in a place that, myself, my engineers, we understand each other a lot better, and I think that helps.
The thing about journeys, you never want them to end. So the upturn in form coming at a really good time. What can you tell us about the future?
Not much, but yeah, that's we obviously want this to last as long as possible, but I'm well aware that in Formula One things can change very quickly, and you can have a great weekend all the way up to the last lap of the race, and something can happen and it ruins it. So it's something that we're just trying to keep our heads down and stay consistent in terms of next year and the my future situation. It's just something I'm not really thinking about, and just trying to keep the focus on driving at the moment. Some races I'm excited to be at and I'm going to enjoy, and trying to score some more points.
So how does that work though in the Red Bull stable? As a Red Bull driver, do you not have chats while the season's going on? Do you always wait till the end of the year to discuss the future year or not?
You definitely do, but I think the chats are always very much the same. It's perform under pressure. That's obviously what I've been trying to do since I was very young and gotten used to doing. So I think it's something that they can be intense at the time, but it's about coming away from those discussions and just knowing what is actually going to, help that decision, what's going to make a difference and secure me in Formula One next year, and that's just results. So that's pretty much all I'm focused on.
Well, let's hope we have this chat this time next year then.
I hope so. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Great to see you again. Welcome back to the Singapore Grand Prix. 5 podiums here, 2 wins. the mission at the moment for Aston Martin is to compete again. Do you think you're going to be able to compete this weekend?
I hope so. I think this track definitely is a little bit more similar to Zambor and Hungary, that we performed well. The last 2 months in Baku, they were a little bit uncompetitive. So, yeah, I hope that we come back to a more normal position.
Hey Fernando, you have been driving endurance races. What Max did in Nürburgring, what do you think of his performance? What does it tell about the driver?
It's good. It's the first step to compete on the top races. No, jokes apart. I mean, yeah, he did great, but his talent is out of question, and obviously I think maybe he wants to try something different than Formula One right now or even in the future. And 24-hour races are the pinnacle of endurance racing, not only the 4 hours. Nürburgring is top in the calendar, as it is also Le Mans, probably the most prestigious race. And yeah, maybe it's a preparation for the Le Mans one day.
Would you like to drive other series as well if you had more time? Now the calendar is quite busy, but again, go back and do some other racing as well.
I'm a big fan of motorsport outside Formula One. I think it's more pure, more clean, more fun. And I did 2 years, and I will do in the future, yes. I don't know in what intensity, but in the future I will do. Right now, when you are in Formula One, I find it difficult to share other projects, because you need to dedicate everything in your day and in your life to Formula One, in my opinion.
I don't know if you see on last Friday, Romain Grosjean went back in a car in SF1. Just your point of view about you were his first teammate in F1, so your point of view about it.
It was great to see him, and I think he did enjoy, and it was a good moment for the sport as well, because after the accident and everything that happened, it was a natural step to go back in a Formula One and enjoy a little bit in a more relaxed environment. And he still competed at the top level in US, and more projects will come for him. And but it was a lovely moment to see.
I just heard you make the joke. Max did his preparations, but that's of course for your adventure together in Le Mans one day in the future.
Who knows? I mean, I will love to one day. I think his talent is out of any doubt, and the 24-hour of Le Mans is the best endurance race in the world, and the most prestige 24-hour race in the world. And I think endurance racing is a fun part of motorsport, where you share the track with different categories, with different drivers, and you share your car also with another drivers. And one day, if there is an opportunity, for sure we will explore it.
Hey, Yuki, great to see you. Obviously, great result last time out in Baku. Really feels like you're making some progress. How strong do you think you can be here, obviously on a very different circuit with piling on the downforce?
Yeah, I think I can make some similar trend into this weekend as well. I think what I found in that Baku was something different to other races, and sometimes until then, I feel like some races when I score points, feel sometimes it comes from luck, but actually that Baku one was something felt different, and I think I got that without even luck, and so from that I definitely feel more confidence more than others, and especially feeling more excited, more motivated into this weekend. So I love this track. Had a good feeling last year, especially in qualifying. I was enjoying quite a lot. So just missed the points in the end of the race, but still had a good pace overall. So can't wait to hit on track with the Red Bull Racing car.
Yuki, coming with a better feeling in the car after Baku, and you mentioned after that race something about both fighting for the P2 in the Constructors' Championship with the team, but also about helping Max in his championship fight. Is that also one of your goals for the remaining of the season?
it's not obviously goals that to help Max. You know, as a driver, you know, you always want to compete against teammate, in which I gonna still do it. But you know, with my situation and especially his situation, current Red Bull situation, he's the one who's leading the championship compared to myself, and he's quite close, one of the closest to get a championship. So yeah, especially, you know, there's an opportunity that they're able to finish the race ahead of McLaren, especially fighting against with Norris whole race. Yeah, with that circumstances, definitely I think it was a good opportunity, and I think that's the timing that okay, maybe I can help the team this time, and I think that's the best for all of us. So that's what I was thinking.
What's the feeling within the team as to whether this car, the way it is developed now, could win this Grand Prix here in Singapore?
Let's see. I mean, we didn't really necessarily bring some upgrades into here. I would say generally that slightly lower downforce track. Our car likes more than a higher downforce car, and especially Baku was that kind of good example. Coming back to kind of like this track, which is quite bumpy, and I think historically Red Bull didn't have that amazing, nicest result here, but I think we're at the same time we're in a good trend now, and while we always make some steps in each race, as a setup, it's in the right direction, and every race is we're trying different things, and you know, something that probably other team wouldn't do it, you know, like especially, you know, second half of the season and everyone wants to put it all together, but now we're still, you know, being very hungry and willing to try something different, which is probably one of the things that champion teams does, what I felt. So I'm actually enjoying to explore those things, and hopefully in a qualifying we can all put it all together, which we always do, and yeah, see how I go with the pace this weekend. I like this track. So that's already positive, and not sure here is necessarily high downforce as much as Netherlands or Hungary. Like still there's 4 DRS zones. If it's like you know, track layout, it used to be here, you know, without the with the chicanes in the middle sector. That's a higher downforce track, and probably that was probably struggle more compared to current specification. But I think this track layout already helped us a little bit for us to go slightly lower downforce. So let's see. I think anyway we're in a good trend. We're still exploring new setups and everything, and we always keep finding a new stuff. And you know, I'm sure even though we face the higher downforce track, you know, we can perform differently as much as Hungary and the Netherlands. So that's what we trying to work on, and I think we started to put it all together recently. So I think it's good. Let's see how it goes this weekend. I still have good confidence, you know, more than ever, especially for myself. So I just put it all together, and hopefully we can have good results.
So Gary, coming to a place for a change, you don't know the track super well. What's the kind of approach to a weekend? You're obviously bedding yourself in as a Formula One driver now, kind of getting used to it. Do you change the way you kind of head into a weekend, you know, what you've learned from so far this year?
Not really. I think the approach is the same in every track. You know, even if it's the first time here in Singapore for me, I think it's the first time for me in every track with the Formula One car. That can be very different. So like Baku, for example, is a track that with the F1 car is completely different than F2. So it's like a new track. And here I don't think it's going to be different. I've done a lot of prep before this weekend. Obviously, a new track, you need to do maybe a bit more laps in the sim. You need to work more in other things. But you know, just take it in an easy way and build up through the weekend.
Pace in the midfield at the minute is so tight. In terms of where this car is, it feels like it's such little details as to whether or not you're going to be the right side of the top 10. What do you think will make the difference for you guys this weekend?
Making the car fast, good setup, you know, putting in everything together, building on my driving side, making it perfect, and delivering a quali lap good enough to go through, you know, Q1, 2, 3, hopefully. So yeah, there's a lot to do. I think, as you said, the midfield is so tight and has been like this for quite a while already, and this is what's going to define the weekend.
You have been always the whole season really strong on qualifying, but you have an upper hand against your teammates head to head. You are leading 11-6 against Nico. What is the secret of your qualifying pace? Why is it so strong? I mean, this is your first year, you're still developing, but it has been strong the whole season.
I don't know. I mean, I think speed is something that's since the beginning of the year has been good. You know, since Australia, we already went to Q2 in my first quali. There is no secret. It's just working well with engineers and understanding what to do on the driving side as well, and understanding what do you need as a driver from the car, because I think that's very important as well, because each driver needs a different thing. And I think I found a good thing right now that I'm comfortable with the team and the car. Obviously, a lot of things we want to improve still, but yeah. Honestly, I don't know. No secret. Just pushing, putting laps together in quali, trying my best, and being comfortable with what I'm driving.
Training in a sauna, you said?
Yes, sir. I did say that.
How does that look like?
Well, have you been in a sauna?
I love to go to a sauna, but just to chill.
No, it's not sauna. It's a steam room, right?
Steam room.
Steam room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, then again, how does that look like? Do you put your bike in it and then put it on?
Actually, the
80
steam room
degrees?
I was testing, I was training, there was not really much space. So I was training like free body weights. So like body, just, you know, doing some exercises that you do without any machines or anything. Mm-hmm. That, man, they can be very tiring, you know. I was sweating like crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
My question to you is, are you looking forward to a race under these circumstances? Are these conditions something that maybe come to you, or you receive in a positive way?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm positive that we can do a good job here in these conditions. I feel like the Brazilian genes are going to help me a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, because in Brazil it's quite humid as well,
sure,
and it's very warm there, so maybe that can help me a bit. But obviously, when you are driving a Formula 1 car in a new track, and you know, you are a bit more probably tense at the beginning of the weekend than a track that you already know. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I don't know. I don't have a proper answer to that, because I really don't know how I'm going to feel in the car.
Ollie, your first race at the Singapore Grand Prix. How have you prepared for it, and what are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I was here last year as a reserve driver, so I got a taste of the heat. But obviously it's going to be different behind the wheel. I'm really excited. I arrived here quite early to try and acclimatize myself as best as possible, get used to this humidity, because it's quite a unique race in terms of temperature and conditions. So just trying to make that as easy as possible, you know, for myself as a rookie, my first time here. So yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, good luck.
Have you been training in a sauna, cycling in a sauna? What sort of stuff have you been doing that's different?
Well, I honestly, after Baku, I pretty much left straight away to here. I had a bit of a busy week. After Baku, we tested in Mugello, but then I went straight to Singapore. So I've been here since last weekend. So I didn't need a sauna. I was in a sauna. I was training outside, running, playing a bit of paddle, and just making sure I acclimatize well, because the humidity is quite a unique thing for us. You know, we're not really used to it.
Am I right to ask a second one, because there's so few? Thanks. And what about the track itself? What are the main challenges of this track? What are you looking forward to, and what have you got to be careful of?
Of course, there's another street track. We've had a few this year, and then just come from the one in Baku. This one has a lot more downforce than Baku. You know, in Baku we were on one of the lowest configurations, whereas here it's one of the highest. But I think really the main thing that I want to stay aware of is the physical challenge of this race, because there's been a few races now where we haven't had much in terms of physicality. You know, we've come from Baku and Monza, pretty simple races for the athlete, and now we're coming to here, Singapore. It's probably one of the most difficult. So that's why I really had a big focus on preparing myself physically, because on top of that, it's also a tough track mentally. You know, it's a very tight street track. But it seems like the grip is pretty high here. Honestly, I'm just excited to get out there.
Could you explain which part of the circuit you particularly think it's difficult to conquer the things?
Yeah, I think Sector 2 is a very tight sector on this circuit. You know, from turn 10 to 13, you have the bridge and very tight hairpin afterwards. So that seems like the most difficult part. Of course, there isn't the famous Singapore sling anymore, but it's still a challenging part of the track, and one that I think will require a lot of focus to make sure it gets right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, Franco.
Hello.
It's a whole year since you last raced here, your first race at the Singapore Grand Prix. A year on, what have you learnt about yourself as a driver in that time? Because a lot's happened, and how confident are you that you can probably get some points to pick up the first points for this campaign?
Definitely doesn't feel like a year. Feels like much less. It went very quickly since I last been here. It was, a dream come true coming here last year. I've been watching this race when I was very young at home, and to experience it by driving, it was amazing. I was very close to the points last year. I was undercut by Checo in the pit stop, and I was a bit upset. Very, very close to the points, but this weekend is new things, new team, and I'm looking forward to it. I think we can have a decent weekend. We are gonna try our best. There is always many opportunities here, many things happening. The weather can be a bit tricky this weekend as well, so we will try to maximize the car we have, the performance, and try to have a good weekend.
Franco, I know it's a difficult car to drive. The team make no bones about it. We're looking at 2026. But how difficult has it been for you to show what you can do in this car, especially now there's all the talk of having to fight for a seat for next year? How difficult has it been to show what you can do, you feel?
It's difficult. I've been struggling a little bit with the car since the beginning. It's not, it's nothing new, but I've been finding my feet, better. The last couple of races since Budapest, those last 4 races have been good in terms of performance, in terms of my pace. I've been alright, and I've been finding new things with the setup, with the car. The team has been pushing very hard to try and extract more from the car. We are struggling. It's not where we want to be, and the package is not what we were expecting. So we are pushing very hard to try and understand what we can improve and where we can get better. I'm sure there is gonna come better moments for us, but I'm very motivated by the team. Everyone in Alpine is pushing so hard to try and extract more from the car, to try and get better, and that's, I think, very special. It's a strength that the team is showing, that we are not where we want to be, where we should be. We are very far of a Q3 at the moment, but they are still pushing hard as if we would be fighting for the championship, and they are pushing extra hard in the factory every weekend. They are trying to find new things. They are staying up very late to try and get more pace of the car, and that's something very nice to see. Sometimes it's tricky to stay motivated when it's not going as you want or as you expect, but it's not very difficult in this team. They are pushing really hard, and that's makes me very proud and very grateful for seeing that, and for seeing that the team is pushing that hard. I know that when we have the car to fight, everyone in the team is going to be ready. From the tough moments, we learn always much more, and I think everyone as a team, we are learning more.
You've beaten Pierre in qualifying, the last 2 qualifying. Is it the thing you have to do now, your target, because the car is not able to score points, but beating Pierre the most you can to show your talents?
We are not really trying to beat each other. I think we are just trying to work as a team and try to get better. We are in a tricky situation. I think all of us as a team, we are far off where we should be, or where we want to be at least. And we are fighting hard to try and extract more pace of the car, try to take every little bit, and try to also use the opportunities, that happen in the race, happening in the weekend. And I've been pushing as hard as I can in the race start, in any moment that we are close with others, but then we always end up with a pace that is too slow to keep up. So we are working well as a team, all of us together, Pierre, myself, the team, the engineers, mechanics. We are all pushing on the same direction. It's just tricky at the moment. We are not really finding that extra 2 tenths, 3 tenths that put us there in the fight, and we are just working really hard to try and find that. So a lot of work behind the scenes, and big effort from everyone to try and get up there.
Back in 2023, you had a 6th place finish here in Singapore. Back this time out, how confident are you as a driver and with the rest of the team to pick up some points this weekend?
Yeah, I like the reminders, positive reminders. Yeah, P6 in 23 it was a great race. Obviously the situation and the package this year in a slightly different, a slightly different position. We've seen the last few races been very complicated for us. So I think realistically we know it's going to be a tough one. Street track, very bumpy. Nonetheless, we're still coming, with the, we're ready to give our best, and hopefully the weather can play a bit of a part into the weekend and give us slightly more chances. But no, we're ready for it. We just know that at the minute it's not easy for us.
Racing in Singapore has never been easy, I don't have to tell you that. But this year there is a heat hazard warning. You probably heard it already, so you guys are allowed to use cooling devices. First of all, can I get your opinion on that? And also, will you use it or not?
Yeah, I mean, I like the flexibility of it. So, it's available for us if we do feel that we need it in the car. I'll try it in FP2 just to make sure that everything works. And then I'll see. I mean, right now it's not too warm, obviously it just rains. If I will need to go in the car now, I will not use it. But maybe on Sunday things are going to be different and maybe I will feel like using it. So we'll see. I think most important is just to give us the options to choose. Yeah.
Hi, Pierre. So you have done Singapore many times. It's not an easy circuit for different reasons. How difficult is for you personally, and is it the most difficult for you, like mentally and then also physically, or you have some other tracks as well?
I think there are a couple of tracks in the season which are tricky. I think Singapore over the years is, in average, the most or second most difficult. I think street track, humidity, usually quite hot, even though today I must say is very nice and not too warm. But it's also a very long race, so in terms of focus and concentration, really drains you a lot. So it's a challenge. I must say I love it. At the same time, you prepare for Singapore not the week before or like 2 weeks earlier. You got to prepare for it in January, February when we do this type of training. You got to build that sort of capacity, knowing I got to prepare myself for the hardest race of the year, which is many months later. So I've prepared myself for it, and looking forward to the challenge.